Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel and another installment of Today in Bad Theology. Now, do not be alarmed. The hair has been cut at home so as to maintain social distancing, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about one of the more bizarre cases of bad theology that has come out of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Alec Baldwin's portrayal of President Trump on the season finale of Saturday Night Live, complete with bottle of Clorox, reminded us all of the now infamous moment when Donald Trump suggested that disinfectants could cure COVID-19. Now, in all fairness, Donald Trump did not say, "Please go drink or inject bleach." No, the exact quote was, "And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks out in 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets in the lungs and it does a tremendous number on the lungs, so it'd be interesting to check that so that you're going to have to use medical doctors with, but it sounds interesting to me, so we'll see. But the whole concept of the light, that way it kills it in 1 minute, that's pretty powerful." Not really a significantly different outcome than if you drank bleach, but technically different. And of course, this spawned a whole range of hilarious memes, including a very effective campaign slogan for the opposition.
But the dangers of consuming or injecting bleach are not the point. The point here is bad theology. And theology was at play in the president saying these strange things.
Donald Trump did not make up this idea of using powerful disinfectant to cure COVID-19. It turns out he had been contacted that week by somebody claiming that their product could eliminate 99% of the pathogens in the body. This product was nothing other than bleach. Mark Grennan, who wrote to the president, was representing Genesis 2 Church. He claims to be a non-religious church. Not sure what that's supposed to mean, but they offer healing through what they do. Protection against vaccinations, unwanted x-rays, or health insurance. The ability to purchase health products of any kinds, especially ones that they themselves make and will sell to you. It is a chance to purchase bleach that will cure you of whatever's wrong with you, as long as you buy their bleach.
This is bad theology. Why? First, there's the obvious fact, that bleach is not meant to be ingested or injected. And what this stuff is that they're selling is bleach. Okay, this is dangerous, and willfully, knowingly peddling something dangerous is reckless. So that is there's an element of recklessness there, not necessarily theological. I mean, it's got the name church slapped on it, but that doesn't make it theological. You can slap the name church on anything. A more dangerous problem, and where it is bad theology, is offering this knowing it can't possibly do any good. There is no way in 2020 that the purveyors of this product are unaware that it is dangerous, and there is no way that they think it actually works. Or if they do, the rest of society is within its rights to say, you cannot do this. This is a dangerous thing. It's offering false hope. As a pastor, when I was ordained, one of the promises I had to make was that I would not give room for false hope. I would not try to tell people, if you pray hard enough, the cancer will go away. If we just keep our fingers crossed, everything will work out. It'll all be fine. It was made plain to us very early in our training. You are going to be present for horrible things, and about all you can do is stand there through them. And that's the job you're being called to do. Offering false hope, it's dreadful. So that the fact that they're offering false hope is bad theology. Couple that with the fact that the false hope is poison and really bad. But we still haven't gotten at what the core theological problem here is, I think. All right? This is bad theology because it completely forgets what the role of the church is when dealing with illness. See, the church has been in the healing business for a long time.
After all, Jesus in the New Testament is a healer. Jesus is portrayed as teaching, preaching, and healing every disease. The work he did was that of a typical first century magic man, or we might say wizard. Here's a portrayal of the life of Jesus. You see there on the left the famous nativity scene, the animals sniffing baby Jesus, and in the middle he's being baptized by John the Baptist, and there on the right you'll note he is healing a sick child by waving his magic wand over him, or his wizard's staff. And Jesus can be spotted in a lot of the ancient artwork of the church by looking for the guy who's holding the wizard's staff. The church was in the healing business from the time Jesus walked the earth.
Strange as it might be to think of Jesus wielding a magic wand, just consider that in the Gospels, Jesus does things like raise dead people, heal strange diseases, cause wine to appear where there was only water. He fits the description of a magic man or a wizard. But that's never the point with what Jesus is doing. The point to Jesus' work is always that God is there, and that Jesus is doing things in the synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. He's usually connecting people to the community or pointing to some reality about how God is actually in control or wants things to be different than humans have made them. And in the Gospel of John, the author of John just cuts right to the chase and refers to the miracles as signs. These are things that point somewhere besides Jesus. They point to God. Jesus is God, but as far as the characters in the story, they may not know that, but Jesus is always glorifying the one he calls the Father. Always saying it's always about the fact that God should be your God, and you should live your life as one who has God as your God. That's been what the church is about when it comes to healing. The church has always been in the healing game, and really until the advent of modern medicine, say around the end of World War II, really is where the shift begins to happen. The church was just one of many options that you had where to go. Modern medicine, now you could treat infections with antibiotics, sulfa drugs. You can provide chemotherapy or radiation to treat cancers. And you could do things that nobody else was able to do. The herbal cures weren't working, the praying wasn't working, but the medicine was. So that's really where the church stopped being just one of many options you could go to. The church has always had a strange relationship with these other methods of curing. Part of it, of course, is the history of the church being a very powerful institution and wanting to control access to things. In this, the church was acting very human in saying, no, you can only go through church-approved healing. And part of it, though, was the church's concern for precisely what I was talking about, of Jesus pointing to God, the gospel saying the miracles aren't about the miracles, they're about God. Because the church is not simply about, can I make the infection go away? The church is about, why are we here? What are we doing exactly? What's the purpose of all of this? Today, when we're coping with illness, the church is called upon not to provide the medicine, medical professionals can do that, but to help us discern the answers to questions like, why are we undergoing this procedure? What is it we really are hoping will happen, and is that hope realistic? Where is God in all of this, especially since it's looking bad? What is the meaning of my suffering? Why would Jesus allow this to happen? Those are the kinds of things that pastors have to deal with. And we get down to the question of, why are we even here? What is the point of living? The church can't just feed you answers. I mean, maybe we can, but you won't just spit them back at us, as you should. We have to work at those ourselves. And so the church's job is to help us all figure out on our own, for ourselves, what we're doing and why we're doing it. Genesis 2 church, by turning itself into really a front to peddle a false cure for everything, gives up that crucial churchly function of helping people understand why. Chris Christie, the former governor of New Jersey, now notoriously stated that we could try to save every life from COVID-19, but the question is ultimately why. Government does not answer existential questions. If government is your answer to existential questions, we have some work to do. But the church would say, there are lots of reasons to try to save every life. Let those lives discern for themselves why they want to keep going. What relationship they want with God, if any. What relationship they want with the world. Those are the kinds of questions the church asks, and the church tries to answer. When you give up on that, when you become somebody who simply sells a cure, you've given up on your theological calling, and it has serious consequences.
As a result of Genesis 2 church planting this notion in the president's head, millions of Americans heard the president sounding like he was saying disinfectants would cure coronavirus, and COVID-19 is frightening. Whether people should have known better, they should have. People consumed bleach and other disinfectants thinking it would cure them. They may not have bought the products being sold by Genesis 2 church, and so the church may not have made the money it was hoping to. But their bad theology led directly to poisoning cases.
Who knew? Bad theology can lead to poisoning. Well, we found out thanks to COVID-19. Bad theology is everywhere, my friends. Keep your eyes open for it. Hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoyed this video. You know the spiel on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and like. We'll see you next time.